Hello and welcome to Kirsten's Cove. So the last couple weeks have been kind of insane. I my birthday was a couple weeks ago. Then I got sick. Then I competed for Miss Seattle, and then I got sick again, or like was still kind of recovering. And then I went to Emerald City Comic Con, and now we're here. So today's video is going to be about my experience at Emerald City Comic Con because overall it was a great experience. There was just one thing that was a bit of a letdown, or kind of unfortunate, and I will get to that in a little bit. So to start off, I got my tickets really last minute. I just got a ticket for Sunday. I got it for my birthday. I got it literally like the week before. I decided to go with Sunday. It was kind of my choice of which day I wanted to go to. I decided on Sunday because it had two of my favorite authors, Rebecca Yarros and Cassandra Clare. It had the Twilight cast. It had the Supernatural cast. I didn't know about like how panels worked at this point. I just knew that like some of my favorites were going to be there. Um, and Jeremy Shada from Julie McFantoms was going to be there as well. So I decided on Sunday, and also like thought that like it would be a little bit slower. There wouldn't be as many people, wouldn't be as packed because most people probably are going home or were tired by that point. So I figured like a good like toe dip because this was my first convention, like Comic-Con, that wasn't put on by Epic or wasn't a Vampire Diaries convention. Those two that I went to last April and last December were my very first two conventions ever. So this is my first like Comic-Con. Oh, it was different. uh I did decide to cosplay, and that was kind of a fun difference. I didn't really cosplay at Epic. I did like outfits inspired by some of the characters, but like didn't cosplay. So this was fun to like actually get to cosplay. I went as Isabel Lightwood from the Shadowhunter series, which was so much fun. I love her. It was wonderful getting to cosplay her. I've had cosplay for like 3 years. I think since like the last time I dyed my hair dark. And I just did it for the first time now. And so that was a really exciting change. Or it was really exciting getting to finally do it. The original cosplay that I had for her was kind of her like with heels, but I didn't want to be in heels at, at a convention. So I went with like, I did change it a little bit. I went with a little bit more of a training outfit. Um, but this was my first time also cosplaying, kind of like out in public. And so I wanted something that was nice and easy. So it was my clothes, just with the temporary tattoos and the red lips. And we are not focused. There we go. Okay. I don't know what was up with my camera there. Anyway. So just like with the red lips. And so it was really easy. It was comfortable to wear all day. And then like I also had like the necklace and her stele and then the snake bracelet, which is a whip. I did originally wear it because Cassandra Clare was supposed to be there. Then Cassandra Clare had to cancel because she had COVID, which sucked, but I hope that she's feeling better. I hope she's doing okay. It would have been awesome to get to see her, but I did still get to see Rebecca Yarros. I got to go to a Rise of Her Fantasy panel that she was on, which was fantastic. It was really interesting. They talked about how they write books. There was like 3 other authors. I wish I could have gone to her Empyrean panel on Saturday, but obviously I went on Sunday. Tickets for Saturday were sold out. It was really awesome to hear how they write books. Rebecca's son was in the audience, and so they were talking about how they write their spicy scenes, and her son was like texting her like, "I'm too young for this. I don't want to be here." It was really funny. And so that was fantastic. Just to be in the same room as Rebecca Yarros was awesome. And so from then, like I had immediately when I got there, I got my tickets and then kind of immediately went to the panel because the day before I had the app and it let me know that her panel on Saturday ran out of seating room. So I just immediately went. I got there about like 30 minutes before it started and just immediately went up to go claim a seat. And so after that, I didn't have much time until the Twilight panel because all the Twilight cast was there, which I think I already said. I'm still a little foggy from being sick. So the Twilight cast was there. It was Emmett, Jasper, Alice, and Dr. Carlisle. Amazing. They're very much like siblings. Emmett doesn't really talk much, which is really funny. Jasper doesn't like silence, and so he just kept talking. He is hilarious. I did not put together that he was in Criminal Minds. So it wasn't until I saw him like without the blonde wig on that I was just like, you were in Criminal Minds. Oh my gosh. Um, Alice, Oh, so sweet. And then Dr. Carlisle was on a fast, and so he was kind of loopy and kind of out of it, which hilarious. I was laughing so much during the panel. Um, this panel is when I was slightly let down. So as soon as I got tickets, I emailed, there's an ADA email to contact. I contacted them asking them about interpreters. I knew that I was too close to like request interpreters, but wanted to know if interpreters had already been requested, if they were already going to be at specific panels, if not, okay, but like, were they going to be? I got an email back from a bot, and was just like, okay, I don't know what to do here, so I'm just gonna go and hope for the best. So at the main stage panel, there was a section with signs to sit if you needed ASL interpreting to sit in that section, and there was 2 chairs for interpreters. And I was like, oh sweet, they must have already been requested. Maybe it was just for the main stage panels because there wasn't at the rides that there were meant to see, just like main stage. And I was just like, okay, sweet. So I went and I sat there. I asked the staff like, hey, is there ASL, like, is that like for ASL interpreting? And they're like, yep, this is where they sit. I was the only one sitting in that section. No interpreters walked out. There was no interpreters. So I don't know why they had the signage for it if there wasn't interpreters. Like, I don't understand if there just wasn't interpreters requested for that day. But then don't put the signs out, please. I was able to mostly follow along with the hearing that I do. I was close enough. They did a good job. The camera people did a good job of like zooming in on them enough that I could also read lips for what I was missing. But I hate reading lips. It was really exhausting. I was tired after it. I don't know. That was just kind of the one letdown of I'd try to be more of like a hearing person, which is I can be. I just don't like it, and it's really exhausting for me. So that was the one letdown. I just wish that it had, since you can buy tickets right up to the day of, I don't someone should be manning the ADA email. I don't really know how they had it going, which makes me like, I hope that a few weeks beforehand it had been better than that. I don't know. If anyone knows more about that situation, please let me know, because I don't want to think that it was that you just get a bot responded to you. Anyway, that was the only letdown. But after I finished the Twilight panel, there was like this Star Wars experience from Star Wars Washington, which is a collection of like 6 different organizations. It was so cool. I'll put some of like the photos and videos right, not videos, just the photos, like right here of, they had like, one, the cosplays were amazing. It was probably the best cosplayers with them. I got to ride a speeder, or like hop on a speeder. That was really fun. Their clothes, they had like a bunch of like the clothes, everything was fan made. They had a bunch of astromechs, a bunch of R2s that they had all built. Like, it was so cool. And I got to talk with some of them about like how to join. Like, oh my gosh, I was just over the moon happy. It was so cool. It was so cool. And then I headed down to, there was like an artist writer's block, like vendor expedition room. It was a giant room where all of like the vendors were. And I went to the writer's block to go like look at all of the authors. And there were so many authors there. I got to talk with so many people. I think I like saw some of, or got to not meet, but like, well, I got to meet a lot of the authors, but maybe I've like found some of like my new favorite books. I'm so excited to try them out. I felt bad because I couldn't buy anything, because I'm unemployed. I just didn't want to buy any books. But I did get to get this free book, and the author signed it, which was super fun. It goes on sale April 16th. It's a K-pop. It's a K-pop pop star, trying to hide out from like the public eye type of thing. I don't know. It looks really good. And then I collected so many business cards and bookmarks, so I knew all the places that I like, all the books that I wanted to get next time. So the authors that sat and talked with me, like, thank you so much. There was one author, or like there was a couple authors from that just like one told me about like ARC and like how to be an ARC reader. One talked to me about like their series, which I'm really excited to start. Is that this one? Is that Embrace the Shade? Yes. Embrace the Shade of the Pantracia Chronicles. I'm gonna write it out right here. That one looks, you can get a free if you sign up for their newsletter, you can get a free prequel. So that way you can see if you like the style, if you're interested in the story. It is a long series, but it looks so good. They said like if you like Cassandra Clare's writing, the writing style is very similar. It's very similar to like Throne of Glass and early A Court of Thorn and Roses and like Sarah J. Maas. And I was just like, sign me up. I am there for it. So that one looked really cool. And then the author, so they sat and talked with me for a while. And then the author that sat and talked with me about ARC and about her series, she was so nice. I cannot get over, was Jessica Sundin. She seems amazing, and I'm very excited to try her books out. She said her books are on Kindle Unlimited, and so, which means I get to read them. So I'm very excited about those. Those two were like the ones that like really stood out to me. And then I got to meet one of the authors for the Star Wars books. Granted, I haven't read any of his yet, but I did get a poster that he signed for me. This one is his next one that's coming out, and I was just like, well, now I gotta read it. It's not Qui-Gon. I was like, well, now I gotta read it. But that was really cool. And then I like walked over into like kind of the artists and like the animator side. And there was this artist who was an animator for Pixar, and he worked on The Incredibles and WALL-E and The Incredibles 2. And I was just like, these people are so cool. I just, it was so cool. I was freaking out. The text that I had to Kenzie as I was going through, I was just like, I just got to do this. I just met this person. This is really cool. Oh my gosh. And like everyone was so nice. Not everybody knows Shadowhunters, but the people who do would like yell out like, "Oh my gosh, I love your Izzy cosplay." Someone saw that I was in the ASL interpreting section, and so like they wrote it on their phone and they walked over. They're like, "Oh my gosh, like I love it." Like, go. Everyone was so sweet, and because I was there alone, I was just like, "Oh, do you mind taking a photo of me?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, of course." Like, do you mind trading? Like, taking a photo of me? So nice. Like there used to be such a stigma about Comic Cons, and I was so worried about it. And I've done a lot of work the last like 4 years, like since COVID, of realizing that it's okay to be a nerd and it's okay to be public about being a nerd. Um, that there's nothing wrong with it at all. And so I was just so happy to be in a space where I was just like, everybody's a nerd here and I love it. The things that I want to do better for next time that I go, or like advice of like, one, just the outfit that I was wearing. I need to figure out better parking. The parking lot that I was in, it was only $10, but it was the most terrifying parking lot I've ever been in my life. So I need to figure out a different situation for that. I need to figure out a better food situation because I was worried about eating there because I can't have fructose. I was worried that there was anything that I could do. I only had a few hours because it closed at 5, and I was getting there around like 11:30, and so I was just like, okay. Or I got there around like 11, but I knew I was gonna have to go through like getting my pass and everything, and so I knew I wasn't gonna have a ton of time there, and so I really didn't want to leave to go eat because I know that the food lines can be really long at conventions, and so I was a little bit worried about that. I did have a snack, like I did have a protein bar in my bag. But I also need a bigger bag. I just had my purse and didn't think I'd be getting as much stuff, even though I knew I couldn't afford anything, so I wanted to have a smaller bag, but I didn't think that I would get free stuff. So I need to have a different bag with me. And then I also need to remember to bring a portable charger because my phone was dying. So those are the things, and like figure out the accessibility stuff. Those are the things that I know to do better for next time, or kind of what I learned. Other than that, and also incorporate, it was cold the day of, and I didn't really know my cosplay was a tank top, and I just kind of held my jacket the whole time, which was also really annoying. So figuring out a better situation for that, maybe a better cosplay, I don't know. But yes, that was my experience at Emerald City Comic Con. Overall, it was amazing. I loved getting to see so many authors. I felt like the writer's block like would never ended, and so I just kept turning a corner and there was more authors, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. Yes. So that is all for today. I will tag some of the other, maybe I'll try to tag some of the other artists that I met. There's some really cool Star Wars art that I love and I want to put in here. So I'll try to do that. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all hanging in there. Hopefully maybe I'll see some of you guys next year at Emerald City Comic Con. I would love that. That'd be so much fun. Make sure to like and subscribe for more and keep getting lost in your dreams, and I will see you all next week. Bye.